The end is near for this top WWE superstar, and a major AEW star has dislocated their jaw. But first, let's take a look at what went down on last night's episode of AEW Collision, where an impromptu World Championship match would take place. The show would open up with a match between current World Champion MJF and local enhancement talent Kip Morst, with Max making quick work of his opponent in just over 30 seconds. MJF would then take to the mic to run down the Hamilton, Ontario crowd before calling for somebody local to come and challenge him for the title. This would then lead to another local enhancement talent making their way out to the stage, who was then cut off by AEW's Ethan Page, who took up the offer instead. Page would impress with a promo about his father and growing up in Hamilton, establishing himself as the hometown star of the night. This just days after he turned face by standing up for the Hardys against QTV. Unfortunately for Hamilton and Ethan Page, his courage wasn't enough to put the champion away, as a heat seeker secured MJF the pinfall victory. And next up, the newest members of Bullet Club Gold have officially been confirmed. Over recent weeks, Colton and Austin Gunn have aligned themselves with Switchblade Jay White and Rock Hard Juice Robinson, although they had yet to be revealed as official members of the BCG, nor have they wore the infamous Bone Soldier t-shirts. Well, that would change last night, as the four men would enter to the ring together, all donning Bullet Club Gold t-shirts before the Guns were officially declared as the faction's newest members. Jay White would then reference CM Punk's red bag, which is believed to contain the AEW World Championship that he never lost, but before he gets there, he wants to challenge FTR for the AEW World Tag Team Championships alongside Juice. FTR, Punk and Ricky Starks would then appear on the big screen, with the tag champs accepting the offer, with an eliminator now set for next week's episode of Collision. If Robinson and White win, they will then earn themselves a title shot. And speaking of Bullet Club Gold, one of their members would compete in the first round of the Owen Hart Foundation tournament. Collision would actually see 3 first-round matches take place, with Dustin Rhodes battling Powerhouse Hobbs, as well as a match between Juice Robinson and Ricky Starks, with the main event pitting Samoa Joe up against Roderick Strong. It was a spinebuster that sent Hobbs through to the next round, where he will now meet former Team Taz stablemate Ricky Starks, who would manage to overcome Robinson. The night's headline match would then decide CM Punk's opponent in the next round, this after he advanced over Satoshi Kojima at Forbidden Door. It was confirmed that the long-awaited rematch between Punk and Samoa Joe will now happen, this when the Samoan submission machine destroyed Roderick Strong last night, winning via referee stoppage. Both men's semi-finals are now set for next week's episode of AEW Collision, as is the women's semi-final between Athena and Willow Nightingale. The final women's first round match between Britt Baker and Ruby Soho is also scheduled for this Wednesday's episode of Dynamite, with the winner of that moving on to face Sky Blue. And for our question of the day, let me know who you think will walk away as the winner of the men's and women's Owen Hart Cups. Personally, I think Powerhouse Hobbs will actually defeat CM Punk in the men's final, whilst Willow Nightingale will win the women's side, beating current holder Britt Baker in the final. And be sure to get your suggestions in for question of the day down in the comments, and get your answers in for the winners of the OWEN. And next we have stories coming off the back of last night's WWE Money in the Bank event, starting with an update on a fan favourite that fell short. LA Knight would enter last night's men's Money in the Bank ladder match as the super over people's choice, not only inside the O2 Arena, but all across the proverbial WWE universe, with it feeling like the right time to strike the iron while it's hot. However, the closing sequence of the match would see Knight knocked off the top of the ladder, allowing Damian Priest to unhook the briefcase, securing a future title shot. Speaking at the post-show press conference, WWE Chief Content Officer Triple H would provide an interesting quote to the media, suggesting that Knight's time might not be now, but that doesn't mean it won't ever be. And he would say, "I know LA Knight was a massive favourite, continuing that ascent. Great things come to those who wait, and that rise is just getting started." We now await to see if the momentum that Knight has built up can continue to grow in order to eventually secure his moment in the sun. But do you think WWE made a dummy decision at Money in the Bank? Let me know in the comments down below. Next up, what did Triple H tell Cody Rhodes after his loss at WrestleMania? Similar to the LA Knight situation at Money in the Bank, Cody Rhodes would head into this year's WrestleMania with fans expecting him to be the one to defeat Roman Reigns for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship, although he would ultimately be on the losing side of the match to the surprise of everyone. Speaking with Ariel Helwani of BT Sport following last night's London show, as well as his victory over Dominic Mysterio, Cody would discuss the aftermath of his Mania loss, revealing a conversation he had with Triple H, and he would say, "I had a really good conversation that night with Triple H, where he was really just trying to press upon me how important it was that I just main evented WrestleMania. Even when someone who is one of your favorites and someone who I've tried to get their attention and had a unique relationship with, even when you're hearing it from them, even from someone who would know, he would know, I still in my gut had to say, this sucks, this walk is going to suck. My mom is waiting by the bus, little Brody is crying, this sucks." It remains to be seen if Cody will reach the top of the mountain and finish the story, with him making clear that the new WWE World Heavyweight Championship wouldn't be the same as winning the WWE title that his family never held. But do you think Cody Rhodes will ever finish the story? Let me know in the comments down below. And next up, the end is near for this top WWE star. This weekend at Money in the Bank, Shayna Baszler would turn on her then co-WWE Women's Tag Team Champion Ronda Rousey mid-match, costing them both the titles and their friendship. The angle now sets up a feud between the two former UFC training partners, and it looks like it could be Rousey's last under the WWE banner. According to Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Radio, Baszler versus Rousey is expected to happen in the very near future, this due to Ronda having a hard out date set in her WWE deal, and Dave would note, "This was always the plan. It kept getting delayed and then Ronda got hurt and the thing was, and I don't know the date and it might be SummerSlam, it might be a little bit after. The deal is that Ronda has a hard out. She gave a date. This is my last date." Because I remember talking to somebody there and it's like, I know they're going to do this and I guess make the big match for WrestleMania. And it's like, no, her hard out is, they didn't give me the date, but it's long before WrestleMania. They want to do a feud. The whole tag team thing was to set up Ronda and Shayna doing a feud. Ronda wanted to do this feud with Shayna, she got what she wanted. She's always wanted to do it because Shayna is the one who got her basically into pro wrestling. Whilst this isn't confirmed, the likely location for the match is SummerSlam, which is the next premium live event on the WWE calendar. The show will go down in Detroit, Michigan on August 5th and could bring an end to Rousey's 7-year stint in the company, that is unless there are multiple matches between the two planned. And next, a top AEW star has dislocated their jaw. On the June 21st episode of AEW Dynamite, the Hardys would be on the receiving end of a beatdown at the hands of Bullet Club Gold, resulting in Jeff Hardy being hit with a roll of quarters by Juice Robinson, something his brother Matt is claiming caused an injury. Speaking on his Extreme Life podcast this week, Matt Hardy would state that the rock-hard roll of coins caused initial fears of a broken jaw and said, "The roll of coins, it dislocated his jaw. They thought it might have been broken, but it was dislocated, so it's only looking like a couple of weeks." So yeah, it is what it is. It's pro wrestling, it's not ballet, as they say. It's unclear if this claim is kayfabe or reality, but if I had to guess, this appears to be a storyline reason as to why Jeff hasn't been appearing on AEW's Canadian shows, this due to being unable to get a working visa in Canada thanks to his legal past. And before you go, make sure you check out my CM Punk playthrough of AEW Fight Forever's Road to Elite Career Mode.